What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 15 of the IncntrolGaming podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ole, and joining me as usual is my fellow co-host, PK.
What's up? Hi, everybody.
How's it going, man?
Not bad.
Yeah?
No, it feels like we're rehearsing again.
Oh, yeah?
So,
yeah. We fumbled before, and we're good now.
So I was just like, should I say the same thing again?
If you didn't know. This is the IncntrolGaming podcast, your one-stop shop for all the latest gaming news, opinion, what's happening in the industry, coming from two chuckleheads like us. Now, to begin, we've got a bit of housekeeping before we jump into the regular rigmarole. Lusaka Comic Con, Patrick, is happening on Saturday, the 5th of May.
5th of May.
And we, as InCntrl, are going to be there, wanting to interact with you guys who watch us, wanting to meet new people who've never even heard of us. But it's just a chance for us, I think, to get to meet you guys. Yeah. But even more importantly not more importantly, because you guys are the most important thing always, but we're going to be doing a live recording of the podcast at Lusaka Comic Con as well. Timing of when we'll be on stage is still in flux, but it's all going to be, all the information is going to be coming up on our social media channels. So our Facebook, our Twitter, IncntrolGaming ZM, all that information is going to be there. And on top of that, we're going to have Daniel, if you remember him from episode 12, I believe. He's going to be the third guest we're going to have on the show, so that should be pretty fun.
Yeah, and there'll be superheroes there. So, Showgrounds, 5th of May. And American Dome,
I believe. Yes.
That should start in the morning.
So definitely, guys, think about coming through to that so we can meet you, so you can check out the podcast. Live recording of the podcast. There's going to be some surprises happening during the recording of the podcast as well. So you definitely want to come. Going to be a ton of other stuff happening as well. Cosplays, video game tournaments, art exhibits. It's going to be amazing.
Get your costumes out then.
Yeah, man. Definitely get your cosplay ready. All right, so let's move on ahead and start this thing. Let's begin with what is the news. Now, to begin with, we've got Hazelight Studios' A Way Out, which came out late February. Yep. This is a new game. Second game from Joseph Fares, who created Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. But A Way Out, couch co-op cinematic experience, published by EA, who support projects like this, with Unraveled, which I think you've played before, as well as Faye, that's coming up. It was announced that within 2 weeks they had already sold 1 million copies of the game, which is actually really amazing for a small studio like that.
Yeah, really
taking on such a really quite ambitious project and everything. So, I mean, it's great to kind of see that success.
And EA didn't make any cash off it.
Oh yeah, very good point to make. Yeah, you want to explain that deal? How are EA not getting? I mean, this is Star Wars Battlefront 2 EA. How are they not making money from this?
The EA that we know would have made money off it, but this time they really just fund most of these games, and then after they're funding, then they're not necessarily involved in the production of it.
Oh, okay, I get you.
They had their fingers in there when it came to financing it, but they just wanted to see the game flourish, which is, I think, is a little bit better.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, EA's that division of EA
they have had a little bit of a history of meddling in the development of the games, but I think this was a good turnout.
No, that's really good. Great for Hazelight, great for EA to do something that's amazing. I mean, this is a business, but not taking a cent out of the game is great. And thank you, Joseph Yoskers Fares, for A Way Out. Our second news story, a couple of, quite a few actually, original Xbox titles are being released. Some have been released and some are coming up. But there's some pretty interesting titles from the OG Xbox making their way to current gen Xbox systems, which include Vanquish. I don't know what you thought about Vanquish. Elder Scrolls Morrowind, which is a classic. SSX 3, which I loved. Destroy All Humans, which is also a pretty cool series, as well as the old Star Wars Battlefronts. So these are the original Star Wars Battlefront games that were developed, I believe, by Bullfrog. So there's quite a few. That's pretty cool to see the BC still trucking along,
Well, I mean, Xbox has to do something at this point.
Well, BC initiative is like a unique selling point, so they have to like really hammer that.
I mean, it is a good point sometimes when it feels like you've got this whole library of games that you want to play, that you always wanted to play again, but it's also a hot period in terms of the gaming industry, I think.
Yeah.
You have to do a little bit more. But still, these are good games that you can play again, so good on Xbox.
And our third news story was pretty much just covering some new game releases from the last time that we
A lot of new games, a lot of new
stuff,
games.
and one game date announcement. But we have the new God of War that just released a few days ago. So
how's that going?
These are all coming with our recommendations of you should consider playing. Oh, God of War is like...
Yeah, I was waiting for you to...
Listen. You don't know anything until you've played this game. It's just incredible, but we'll get to that. So we've got God of War, we had Far Cry 5, we have Sea of Thieves, which is an Xbox exclusive, which you can also play on PC. We did have A Way Out. We had Kirby Star Allies for Nintendo Switch. We had Yakuza 6 as well as Detroit Become Human demo, which you can try out, which is the hostage. Now. Yeah, you can play that right now, which is the hostage scenario with one of the androids, Connor. We're going to be talking a lot about Detroit in the next month, but definitely. There's a free demo out for that as well. And to top that off, we got a release date for one of mine and your most anticipated games this year, Spider-Man, coming out on September 7th. How do you feel about that?
I am trying to control my excitement. It's real now. It's real. But, I mean, there are some doubts when it comes to Spider-Man because I feel that... they have to make sure that the side quests are good.
Yeah.
And
that's I'd
also want to spend time as Peter himself. I mean, it doesn't have to be that.
That's confirmed. That is
yeah.
confirmed, which is good to know.
So I don't know, but I am excited about it. You're hyped.
Oh, seriously. I mean, what a year. I mean, Far Cry 5 has been amazing. God of War, Spider-Man, Detroit, Sea of Thieves, lacking on content, but still fun enough to play. Like, this year has been really, really good so far. So let's move on to our fourth news story. Really interesting. If I can just pull this up. Now, rumor has it that Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which is officially confirmed to be this year's Call of Duty, will not have a single-player campaign. This has been corroborated by both Polygon, Kotaku, and Eurogamer. Who did say from sources that it became evident that development on the single-player campaign wouldn't be completed. Since then, according to sources, developer Treyarch has focused on expanding multiplayer and the zombies mode. There's also an emphasis on cooperative modes as potential stand-in for the typical single-player campaign experience. PK, your immediate thoughts, the first Call of Duty ever with no single-player campaign.
I'm gonna ask, why are you scrapping it? Because even looking at the statistics, and even looking at the statistics from like 2016, Advanced Warfare, Xbox One, 92% completed the first mission, 64% completed the campaign.
That's really high.
That's high. That's high as hell. That's high as hell.
The later ones are surely lower, but...
I mean, think about it. The Witcher, 27% completed The Witcher.
That's incredible. I thought it would be something like 12.
Yeah. And
so like, people love their Call of Duty campaigns.
They love the campaign. Why have you scrapped it? Is it just not important? Or is it...
Well, like the reporting is saying, they were having some problems developing the campaign itself, because from what I could gather from like reading around and stuff is like they wanted to do some really ambitious time jumping with the series. I mean, Black Ops 3 completely shit itself story-wise. Train Go Boom and the time travel stuff within his brain. I mean, it was a mess. I couldn't beat that campaign. And it sounded like they wanted to go crazier with Black Ops 4. God knows if they would have pulled it off.
Well, I think that they can still bring back the campaign. Even if they don't release it in the next.
Yeah.
I feel that Treyarch, they'll see the response. And if it's still okay, if you're still happy with
Yeah.
it, then it's cool.
Yeah, it
We'll
depends on
continue
what
that.
people end up doing. Are people going to buy it? Because this game is rumored to also include a battle royale mode. You know, and battle royale is all the rage with PUBG, Fortnite. You know, so they
And with the resources that they have at their
Yeah.
disposal, they can really make a very good battle
Call
royale.
of Duty battle royale screams money to me. So
Cha-ching.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see what that with the reveal, which happens, I believe, May 25th. I believe is the reveal. So we'll see then. And our final news story for this episode. Big rumor that came up a couple of days ago that Cyberpunk 2077 will be an FPS, completely first person, no third person perspective. And the internet is up in arms.
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red fans are up in arms because obviously CD Projekt Red, developers of The Witcher, have made those games as third person games. And so with Cyberpunk, it was assumed that it would be actually third and first person because early leaks from some concept documents showed that they were developing it as a first, you could go in between, kind of like a Bethesda game, you know. So now it's rumored to only be first person, and people are not happy. I don't know, PK, what's your take on this?
I'm not f***ing happy.
Yeah, neither am I.
Well, because when it comes to open world games, I mean, I've liked my Far Cries, and those are really good games, but then I've always preferred third person, especially when it comes to open world games and combat, just generally.
RPGs.
Yes, especially if it's an RPG.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine. Well, I mean, there was Deus Ex, but even I didn't get into that much.
Yeah, it's linear as well, isn't it?
I was expecting third person. I can customize my character.
Yeah,
I
because
can just
part of an RPG is playing dress up, like
Exactly,
getting to
exactly.
look how you want to look. And Cyberpunk is meant to have a lot of customization. So the fact that we're
I was
only
in
going to
Blade
have
Runner.
that, yeah, exactly.
I was already in
You can
there.
imagine like your character with a long Blade Runner trench coat just walking,
course.
and you know what I mean.
And a mohawk.
And a mohawk, yeah. And now from the first person perspective, you're losing that connection to your own character. Plus,
true.
how is it going to work with dialogue? Like, I don't want to be seeing lovely, gorgeous, long cutscenes like The Witcher 3
What about taking
from
anything
first person perspective. Like,
You could be more immersed in the game. I'll give them that when it comes to first person
Yeah.
gameplay. But I mean, it's open world. We just wanted to see our character, and I'm not happy.
no,
Just being
nah,
real.
but then again, this is a rumor, so we have to wait until E3 to really, because we think it will be there, and that's going to time topic of the week. But we just got to wait a couple of months and see what happens
We'll get more news
there.
on that.
But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thank you very much for watching this segment. Definitely join us for the next one as we do our topic of the week.
Bye.